Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Raw Life Health Show. I got a great guest here today. It's our friend Mozelle. Mozelle's been eating a raw food diet for a long time. He knows a lot about raw food and health. Mozelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Paul. It's delightful to be here.
Thank you. I'm glad we finally got you. Now, tell us a little about your story. How long have you been since you first found out about the raw food diet, and how much raw food do you eat now in your diet?
Okay, well, I first found out about it through Hiawatha Cromer, and this was in the mid-'80s. And so it's going on 30 years, over 30 years for me. And Hiawatha invited me to Cricket's raw food potluck. And I started going, and I was just amazed at the food and the people. And even though I was plant-based for a long, long time, it was so amazing to be around people who were very, who were healthy and seemed to be so excited about what they were eating and what they were making. So I started going to the potlucks on a regular basis, and Hiawatha and Cricket and a whole bunch of us, Janice and Joyce Oliveto, and many of us just started, we became really good friends and really had a beautiful meetup with all kinds of food and recipes that we shared with each other.
Now, you say you were plant-based for a long time, so give us a little background on your history. So when you were growing up, did you eat healthy at all? What made you decide to go plant-based, and when was that?
Okay, when I was growing up in Charleston, South Carolina, I stayed on the farm with my grandmother for a period of time, and she was a farmer and was my grandmother and my grandfather. And here I was, a little 5 or 6-year-old toddler running around following her and picking things out of her garden, eating watermelon right out of the field, picking figs, picking pears, and just having a great time there outside of Charleston with my grandmother. So when I moved back to Charleston, to the city with my mom, I already had buried in me the whole concept of what was good right out of the field, right out of the garden, right out of the soil. So I am now 78 years old, and I am just, I'm just feeling amazing. No health challenges, thank God, and just practicing it and getting better at it every day.
Now, have you ever been diagnosed with an illness or a disease by a doctor?
No.
Okay. So what made you decide to go, like, other than Hiawatha introducing you to raw foods, when you were eating, when you say plant-based diet, I assume vegetarian diet, when did you go, like, to raw foods? Was it a big difference, or like, were you eating mostly raw foods? I mean, what was your thoughts when you found out this raw food potluck and all these raw recipes?
Well, the trigger was traveling with Hiawatha. We came and stayed in your living room there at Hippocrates, and I worked in the kitchen for about a week. I went to Creative Health Institute several times and worked in the kitchen there, and went out to Puerto Rico and did a food exchange, energy exchange there. So after 3 or 4 of these kinds of programs, I became a raw vegan chef. We went out to see our friend out in North Carolina. Remember Hallelujah Acres?
Yes, yes.
And there is where I started and got my certification, and always wanted to work in the kitchen, always wanted to do an energy exchange, and always wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on in the kitchen. So that's where I learned about the living, where I learned about the raw and where the enzymes, and of course, being a biologist by training and teaching biology and being an administrator as a science consultant for the state of Michigan for 16 years and science consultant for Detroit Public Schools for 5 years. All of just added to my background of science and health, nutrition, and knowledge.
What percentage of your diet currently is raw vegan?
So ask the question a different way, Paul.
Okay, so on your daily diet, how do you eat only raw vegan food now, or do you eat some cooked food? Are you completely vegetarian, vegan?
Yeah, I eat a little cooked foods every once in a while, but I manage the garden for my church. So it is so beautiful. And I have about 10 people who work with me on the Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church garden. And this is right here in Detroit. And we meet out there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And there we are planting collard greens, the top 7 greens, the kale, the Swiss chard. Those are the 7 that we are so familiar with. And then we do, Julie, one of our colleagues here in Detroit, has just opened up a sprout store that she's working on. And she brings sprouts over to some of our events. And so we do a lot of sprouts. We do a lot of stuff right out of the garden. We would use no animal products or no insecticides in our garden. And everything is fresh and ready to go.
How much, so give us an example of your diet. So what did you eat yesterday, for example?
Okay, yesterday I was visiting my son in Lansing. My daughter's here from Little Rock, Arkansas. So we took a trip there, and I had 4 of my 5 grandkids with me. So that was a treat. So we ate, I got up that morning.
So yesterday's not a normal day, so it was a little different. So give us on a normal day, maybe the day before.
It was, yeah, but the day before we were traveling. But
okay,
the good part about it, I had bought a lot of the veggies out of my garden, and then I had bought mangoes and papaya and kiwis, and a lot of the prebiotics, a lot of the foods that are high in enzymes, and to go with the veggies in the garden. And so I got up that morning. There were about 7 or 8 of us in the house, and I put all the fruits out, all the blueberries and the raspberries, and I cut up the mangoes and the pears, and everybody, the kids, it's amazing. The kids just ran downstairs and started making a fruit bowl. And that's what we ate for breakfast. And for lunch on our way back from Lansing to Detroit, I had made I'm really into energy soups now, particularly when I'm traveling and now that I'm a little bit older. So I had made up energy soups for 3 days. And as we know, Dr. Ann was so much supportive of that, and also Hiawatha. So I had energy soup for lunch, and for dinner, I had some vegetable juice, I had some grapefruit juice. I hadn't had grapefruit juice in a long time, and that was really delicious. So yeah, that's kind of an example of kind of a typical day. And so to me, the enzymes and the energy and all of the nutrition that we get out of raw and living foods. And I had sprouts in the freezer. I took those out this morning and made a big batch of green smoothie for a couple of days during the week. So yeah, that's kind of what I eat mostly, and I enjoy it, and it just all comes so natural. And I am blessed with good health, and at 78 years of age, I still ride my bike 20 miles once a week. I still can do 5 miles, a 5-mile walk. And I go over to the gym, which is right across the street from me. So life is good.
Wow. So 78 years old. When is the last time you ate an animal or an animal product?
Oh, well over 30 years. I don't do anything, no animal products in my diet at all. And my daughter is practically, she's vegan. And my grandkids are vegan. Most of them are. So
How long have your daughter been vegan for?
she's been vegan. Actually, she was the one who encouraged me when she was 12, and now she's close to 40. So she's been vegan for and her kids. I mean, she would be a beautiful person to. She's a beautiful example of what vegan looks like and how she's raising a vegan family with her 2 boys.
Wow. So do you take any supplements at all?
I do. I like the gummy bears. I do some, of course, B12, and I do some turmeric, and I do elderberry, and of course with the green smoothies and with the juicing and the and eating the energy soups, it pretty much keeps me away. I don't have to do too many supplements, but every once in a while I do some.
Do you ever get your blood work checked?
I used to do it once a year, but I haven't done it now in such a long time. I don't even really have a doctor. I guess I should be ashamed to admit that, but I don't.
Well, not about being ashamed, but why do you do it? Why did you used to do it every year, and why did you stop?
Well, I think the pandemic caused the change. And after when COVID came by and it was so hard to get into doctor's offices, I didn't really need it. So I figured I'd just leave it there for somebody else, who needed it. But my health has been just spectacular. And, one of the ways that I get the message across, and because you've been part of our program, we have a program called Heal Thyself, and Heal Thyself is designed to support a plant-based diet, particularly for those people who want to transition from the standard American diet to a plant-based diet. So it's a 10-week session in the spring and in the fall. We're getting ready to start up again in October. And at this time, we will have speakers like yourself and other people to come in on Zoom. And we have an amazing website. And we have an amazing YouTube channel. So people can catch many of the presentations that we've done over the past. So I'm really proud of the work, the ministry that we're doing with Heal Thyself.
Well, I'm going to put a link to the website and the YouTube channel below the video, but tell everybody the name of the website.
Okay, it's HEALthyselfDetroit.org.
Okay, I'll put a link below.
HEALthyselfDetroit.org.
Now, what do you think, Mozelle, when somebody says you can't be a vegan long term? What goes through your mind when they say that?
Well, it's because we are so accustomed to eating the standard American diet. So when we change, we must change. It's helpful when we change with a support system, which is why we have Heal Thyself. And number 2, it's important that when you change, you do it totally. I really don't believe that we should do partially this and partially that. Get rid of all the animal products. I love the concept that Victoria Botenko uses. She when I go and do my presentations, I take this big garbage bag and tell people, everybody gets one on the way out of the seminar. Go home and take out all the animal products and the processed foods and the foods that if you really want to make a clean start, and bag it up and take it out. Don't give it to your worst enemy. and start anew. If there's nothing else in the house but fruits and vegetables and in the refrigerator, no processed foods, no animal products, then you will find yourself transitioning, and have everyone to buy into the concept and believe in what you're doing and do the research, study and listen and learn.
In your opinion, what is the big difference between being just a vegan and being a raw living foods vegan? Is there a big difference in having the raw food, or can somebody just not eat animal products and be very healthy?
Well, it's everything is about levels, and obviously, the highest level is when you are eating the raw and living foods. As we know, Dr. Ann taught us so very well in Hiawatha, people like Hiawatha, we're getting all the enzymes. The enzymes are unadulterated. You're not, when heat over 115 degrees Fahrenheit will kill the enzymes. So that's what we're all about. We're trying to maintain the enzymes in our bodies so that we can put that nutrition in our bodies to help us. It's anti-aging. It keeps the body from deteriorating, and it certainly protects us and supports us from disease and illnesses.
Sure. So what about going 100% raw? Do you think that's necessary for people, or do you think that's extreme?
Well, I'll answer that the way Dr. Esselstyn answered it in Forks Over Knives. He said, as a surgeon, a heart surgeon, he said, when I'm performing a surgery, a heart surgery on a patient, and I have to take out their heart and go into the very depths of their bodies to perform heart surgery, he said, I think that's extreme. So nothing is extreme when it comes to our body and our health, because it's not just about us, it's about our families, it's about us serving as role models, and it's about us serving as an example. Since God has given us the opportunity to learn and to know, then we are obligated to share it with our family and friends.
Sure. And have you ever met anyone that switched over to a raw vegan diet that had not had success in achieving their goals?
Well, in our program, and we've been running Heal Thyself now for over 20 years. And I would say of the people, we have typically 80% repeats. People will keep coming back to our program because it's affordable and because they find the program easy. And people find that this is something that not only that they can do, but they want to do. And they know that by staying, you do need the education, which is what Heal Thyself provides. And the fact that if you miss the program, you can catch it on the YouTube channel the next day. So do people backslide? Do they back out of it sometimes? Do they fail? Of course they do. It's human nature. However, the people who are really determined and see what it does to their bodies, see the energy they have, see how their skin clears up, see how their hair becomes vibrant. They're the ones who stay with it and want to stay with the program so they can continue to learn.
Mm-hmm. And so how about sick people with diseases? Have you worked with people over the years or seen people that have had later advanced stage diseases by medical doctors where they switch to a raw vegan diet or just a vegetarian diet and they've been cured? Or have you not met many people like that?
Yeah, we many people that come through our program, and after 10 weeks, it's amazing to hear the testimonies. They talk about how much they've gone to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, I don't see the cancer anymore. I don't think you have to have surgery. And after a period of time, the symptoms disappear and people begin to feel better. People almost always lose weight.
Now, when you say many people with cancer have went to the doctors and the doctors have told them they don't have cancer anymore, give me a number. How many people have you worked with or you personally know that had cancer, stage 4, stage 3, any stage, and they switched over to a raw vegan diet, and the doctor said, like you said, no more cancer?
Right. And I know we have several people who've been in our program, like real and several who had been diagnosed with cancer, and they got on the raw food program, the living food program, and the cancer has gone away. And the percentage, I would say, I know I can count on, I can say 10 people that I know this has happened to.
10 people. Wow, that's a lot. Wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And it's about following the science. If you eat a plant-based diet, a living food diet, obviously you're going to, not only are you going to lose the weight, but you're going to lose the disorder you have, because the plants are going to be nourished, and your body's going to get what it needs, and your disease will go away because you're now feeding it the right thing.
Now, have you met people that have had an illness and tried the raw diet where it didn't work, or they didn't do it the right way, or they didn't have success? Do you know people like that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, people will, and I think that's why our program is so good, because every 10 weeks, twice a year, we always back supporting them and helping them. Because if you take the program for 10 weeks, you go away and you don't study any longer, if you don't do your own research, chances are things are going to reverse. This is a lifestyle. This is not a sprint. You have got to take control of your body, your health, because you're trying to undo some mistakes that you've been making for 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
Sure,
and
sure.
It's not a quick fix. You have to study, you have to research, you have to listen to the experts, and there's plenty of information out there for people to follow.
Yes. So tell us a little about your program. It's on your website, but can people out of Detroit follow this, or that they must be in your area? Do you mean?
No. This is a national website, international. And all you have to do is go to HEALthyselfDetroit.org and pull it up or go to our website, to our YouTube channel, and you will hear all the wonderful speakers such as yourself and many others, and you will be able to hear the information over and over again. And we try to bring in all kinds of programs, like things about living essential oils. We try to bring in information about alkaline water with people like Bob McCauley. We extend our program to people like Julie with her sprouting. So we try to give a variety of things, because health is multifaceted. The body wants a diversity of food, and we have so many plants, fruits and vegetables that we need to make sure we're getting 10, 20, 30 different fruits and vegetables a week to give our body the diversity of enzymes and nutrition that God has given us on this beautiful earth. So eat the rainbow, eat the diversity of foods, try to eat those top vegetables: collard greens, kale, spinach, bok choy, Swiss chard, all of these things that Dr. Furman has listed as the top vegetables. And keep doing the research and go to our website and get more information.
What part of your diet or your program consists of juicing?
I would say about 20%. We always have a presentation on juicing, and juices are amazing because, and I always remember a lot of people don't realize that when you juice, since a lot of you don't necessarily, organic is always better, but you may not necessarily have to juice something organic because the pesticides and those things are stored in the fiber. So you can juice and come out with a pure substance. And just imagine drinking a glass of carrot juice in the morning, or a glass of lemon juice, and in some kale and apple. And I mean, it is so refreshing. And you would be saying to yourself, my God, I didn't know this tastes so good, but try it.
Well, what were you
It's
saying now about the
amazing.
organic? You're saying it must be organic?
I'm saying that if you're juicing, you don't necessarily have to juice organic, because the impurities are housed in the fiber. The juice
Now,
is always going to
that's the
come
first
pure.
time that's the first time I ever heard anyone say that. I don't.
Yeah, I'll tell you where I got my source. Dr. Norman
Walker.
Walker. His
Yeah.
book. It's in
Well,
his book. He is amazing.
I
And he,
have to tell you, I wouldn't, for everyone watching, I wouldn't go by that information. I definitely think there's certain things if you're juicing. Now I'd rather see somebody juice than not juice, regardless. I'd rather see somebody juice unorganic than not juice at all. However, I do think there's a big difference in juicing organic versus non-organic, because number one, some of the fiber still might get in because it's not all, it should be completely gone with juicing, but not all juices are going to completely remove the fiber the way they should. And number two, I do believe that other parts of the plant will be infected other than just the storing of it in the fiber. So it's
yeah.
definitely, I think organic would be best, especially with things like leafy greens.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know that organic is always better and it's best.
Yeah.
And also, I'm kind of anxious to try that juicer that you shared with me.
I am telling you, is absolutely amazing. It's going to change everything. For those of you that don't know or like juicing, I mean, this thing is amazing. I just showed it to somebody else. Juicing has never been so easy as with this juicer. You literally put it in and walk away, and it's so easy to clean. I mean, we're talking 30 seconds to clean. It's that easy. It's amazing. And I just clean. It's absolutely a wonderful thing. So I'll put a link below to that. It's called the Namba J2 juicer. Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a big
Is it
part
in the usual stores, the Walmarts and the Costco's?
it's not. You have to order from the link below. I'll put the website. I can offer a 10% discount for people off of it, and it does wheatgrass and sprouts as well.
Wow.
It also
That is
does sherbets.
exciting.
If people want to do like raw food ice cream, it does that. Sherbets. It also does smoothies. It also does nut butters. But as from a juicing standpoint, it's the easiest juicer you'll ever use, and it's wonderful.
That sounds exciting. I'm going to send it out. I'm going to put it on our website.
Please do, and as for yourself and everything you're doing now, I know you're excited to get the word out about. And look, folks, people could say what they want. You can claim what you want. This lady's 78 years old, no medical diagnosed illnesses, no symptoms. Anybody that can say that something they're doing is working for them, and somebody says, well, I know somebody that they don't eat that way and they could claim that. No, I don't know people that are not eating a healthy diet or a vegetarian diet that never had a disease, never have a disease, and that at some point they had something. And this is the proof of this, like some people, sometimes they try to use that example. Well, George Burns lived to 100 and something years old, and he was, he smoked cigars and all this stuff. And I gotta remind people, did you see George Burns? I mean, he wasn't the exact example of health. He wasn't like, I mean, he needed help getting up from a chair. He wasn't the guy that, like yourself, you work out, you exercise, you rebound, and you do things like this at 70 years old, right?
That's right. That's right. Every day I have a routine. Yoga. I do core fitness. I play tennis on Wednesdays. In the winter, I play tennis on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'll do my 5-mile walk at least once a week, and I'll do my 20-mile bike ride at least once a week.
Yeah, there's 20-mile bike ride. Wow. Now, there's a difference, folks, between even not having a disease and thriving. There's a difference. You could know somebody who's eating
And
dead
we're frozen
animals,
for a moment.
and they don't, huh? What'd you say? Oh, saying you
I
could
said
know,
you were frozen for a moment.
oh, you could know somebody who's eating dead animals, and maybe they don't have a disease, but they're not thriving like they can be. And this is the difference. And I think everyone should have some guidance, or at least some friends who are doing this. And I think the website that Mozelle's has for our program, the HEALthyselfDetroit.org. I'm going to put the link below. Check out the lectures on there on the YouTube channel. Just excellent information. Mozelle, you're doing wonderful. And I do want to mention before they leave, Mozelle is in the process of working on a documentary about the raw food diet, correct?
Correct. And we want to document a lot of the new people. Most of us saw Forks Over Knives, and we saw What the Health. So we want to put forth a new documentary called Vibrant Health, and show some examples like our hosts and like some of the people that we are interviewing, like Joyce Oliveto and Bob McCauley, because there's so many examples that have not been posted to our website. And to put this documentary together is going to be exciting, and we're just happy about it.
Very exciting, and you can be updated through the website, HEALthyselfDetroit.org. I'll update you as well. I want to be part of this project, so this is wonderful. For those that are watching, I know there are some people that have been doing this successfully, eating a healthy diet. I know there are some people that have doubts about it, and I know there are people that are new to it. What's your final message before we finish the interview, Mozelle?
Just that the proof is in the plants.
Good. I'm glad you didn't say pudding.
The proof is in the plants. And if you don't believe it, try it for a week, try it for 3 weeks, and you probably will never look back, because you'll never feel as good as that again. The proof is in the plants.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to join us, and thank you everybody for watching. Please put your comments and questions below. And this is always great to see the proof in people that are doing this for a long term. And Mozelle, it was great to have you on as a guest, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Paul. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life